Hey, can you hear me? Yeah, I'm live now. Oh, there's always something. Steph, this isn't,
What's the problem?
this won't stay up.
Okay, you move out of the way. Let me fix it. Yeah, don't fuss with it too much. It's sat on the edge.
Yeah. I think I need a better webcam.
Yeah, probably, but do you have anybody on there with you?
No.
Do you have all the bits you need? Because you're gonna jiggle the whole thing every time you pull something out of there.
So I've lost the other bits of cable. Yeah. That's good.
And where are your other USB bits? So what are you doing? A mini?
Yeah. I'm gonna do a mini USB. And I've got this lined up, but I haven't yet got it. Haven't yet finished getting everything in place. So let me finish sorting everything out here and I'll... Devin! What's up, dude? XX7 joining us live. I say joining us live. The delay is pretty severe here. I'm trying to figure out how bad it is. It's like 10 seconds that you're behind. But it's definitely neat. And I was trying to do something. This is my first go at this sort of thing. So I appreciate you hanging out with me while I get stuff ready. 10-second delay in 240p. Wow. 240p is pretty shit. What can I do? What should I do? It's actually pretty clear for 240p, is it? Hey Nick, what's up? It's your JT earlier that I was phoning over, JT keycaps. Okay, well I think I'm actually going to get started. I'm just going to start making this USB cable and go from there, really.
Only our proper kids sorted.
So I'm just trying to get to see more of this chat window. There we go. Well, I think one of the things that I should invest in is a better webcam, because this webcam is pretty old. So, right. Let's get on to making one of these USB cables. So we've just started selling on the site this super thin, just going to try to show it here. It's really thin, 0.02 inch diameter. That's different than, say, this stuff which I've got on the desk, which is 0.04, which is quite thick to do these little fine jobs. So I've got about, say, I've got 9 inches here. I was going to say 6 inches, but it's 9 inches. And in the kit we sell, it's 2 feet of this stuff. Anyways. This is me getting my concentration on here. Now that's in place. Just put a little more on here. So I thought what I'd do is do a live stream and then offer, if somebody wanted to buy one of these cables, I'd actually make one live. But I don't know. I mean, half the fun is kind of making one, so I know that you guys can probably make one. So now what I'm doing instead is just making a cable for myself, which is kind of cool, you know? It is what it is. We're going to Maker Faire tomorrow, so I've got this kind of feel like I need to do something just to earn cred. Yeah, Steph got us tickets to Maker Faire, so I'm pretty excited to go. I've never been to one before. You know, I got into the mechanical keyboard community kind of via my Raspberry Pi stuff. The Raspberry Pi has been pretty cool for me, but there's not a lot of innovation happening in it. You know, they only release new stuff every once in a while. So I went into the mechanical keyboard community having that as my kind of main audience, and now I don't know, it's not that I do a lot less with the Raspberry Pis, but it's a bit of a different experience for me. Obviously I enjoy hanging out with you guys in the mechanical keyboard world a lot. I've got a pretty high intensity job, so it's difficult to spend a lot of time coding. Okay, Devin, if you did go to Maker Faire, what is it you'd want to see? Let's see if I can check it out for you. Yeah. Yeah, the 3D printing would be cool. Well, I say would be cool. Hopefully will be cool. So, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, I work in advertising and we use 3D printing quite a lot. Sorry, just concentrating a little bit here. Sweet. We use 3D printing quite a lot, so I've got a MakerBot just a few feet from my desk, but they break often, you know, a lot, in fact. So, I don't know, hopefully there is a 3D printing revolution coming, but I think the first thing it needs to do is get a whole lot better. But, you know, you obviously use a different type of printer than we use. Does yours break often? Does your nozzle have a lot of problems? Wow, we're up to 4 viewers. It's exciting times. That was weird. Sometimes the solder just flows in unusual ways, and that was a good example of that. Powder base usually plugs in a vacuum. Devin, do you have a link that we could see one of the types of printers that you use? Okay, so that's my USB mini end. I don't know if you can see that. The instructions for this are on the website. So you can figure out what configuration they're meant to go in. I'm just going to go to my live camera view here so I can check it out. So now that that's all put together, I do the twisting of the pairs. So red and blue go together, black and white go together. I keep a binder clip up. It actually happens to be right beside where the webcam is. So I'm probably going to end up knocking the webcam as I do this. Let's see. Just use that to keep the twist in it. Oh, Nick, I'm just seeing what you're writing here. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. There was a bit of a... It was like reflowing back up the tip as well as getting on the joint. And I flipped it over just to help, like, weld it. But, okay, I'm gonna watch Devin's link here. Back in a sec. Yeah, that's cool. That's obviously a pretty high-end printer. And Devin, how did you get involved with that? You did that as part of your, uh, like, high school placement or something? So I'll look for that tomorrow, obviously, when I'm at the Maker Faire. Just twisting my other pair here. And then twist both pairs together. Yeah. 80,000 Canadian on a printer. Yeah, that's a little past my budget. That's pretty cool, man. We're using, it's funny, in that video there was a shoe being printed. We're using it at work to print a shoe at the moment. Although it's not the MakerBot that's right by my desk. It's actually one that's owned by somebody in Brooklyn, and I haven't actually seen the printer yet. But that is what we're doing. We're printing a shoe. So I'm going to make this cable gray. So there's the gray stock. I'm just going to measure out. Because this is a little bit of cable left over at the end of my line here. So it's about 15 inches. Yeah, you know what I was wondering about today about 3D printers is I know that there's a jeweler's printer, one that prints in wax. Oh, sorry, I just knocked the camera then. And I know that would obviously be of benefit to the people who make keycaps, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm just burning the ends of this cable just off camera here. Just to make sure it doesn't really split while I'm using it. So for this USB cable, I see we're up to 8 people, so let me just explain a little bit what we're doing here. This is a USB mini that I'm making. The link is in the About section of this video. I've already put the mini end on. That's there. It's just the silver connectors, which are the base connectors. Not the more expensive gold connectors. I'm going to be making this gray cable. You can see the gray there. I'm just going to strip this end here. So you know what? Actually, I didn't really need to strip this end before I put the sheathing on it, but whatever, I've done it now.
Should explain your fancy cable strippers, wire strippers.
So this is a fancy wire stripper that I've got, Klein Tools. There's a couple of links to it around the place. I got mine off Amazon. In my videos, I try to link all the stuff that I use. There's a couple of videos around where I use that, and so there are links to it in the About section. It's a good one. It's a really expensive one. You don't actually need a really expensive one for this project. With these little wires, you can just strip it with your finger and thumbnail. I'm doing this a little bit off camera, and you know, it really was stupid of me to it really was stupid to have stripped these before I put it in this cable, before I put it in the sheathing. It's super dumb. So you know what, I might just tape that. I might as well turn it into a solid end. Yeah, so I just grabbed a bit of Scotch tape off camera. I'll pull this back off in a minute. But you can see it there. Hopefully it'll make it easier. This stuff just pretty much slides on. You can see how you Alright, so that's on. I'm just getting a message in on Reddit. It is one thing I wonder if my marketing is working. It is one thing I wonder about myself, actually. Do I always sound like an advert? I don't know. I used to be a ski instructor in my youth, and I wonder also if I sound like a ski instructor with everything I say. That's what it's like growing up in Canada. So I'm just trying to peel this tape off that I put on the end. It was a boneheaded move to have cut the end first, and it seems to have been a boneheaded move to put Scotch tape on the end to cover up my mistake, because I can't seem to get it off. Yeah, I've never been to London, Ontario, Devin. It's one of those places I don't know what would bring me there, really. I had a friend who went to university there, but I never got down to visit him. I'm just retwisting the ends off camera here, so it's a little easier for me to use and play with. And I'm just going to check the length of this cable, because it's a little bit long, so I can pull some of the length out of it. Yeah, that's gonna be a pretty good length, actually. So I'm just gonna move it down a touch before I put it back in here. Now, last time I did this, I got really lucky, and all of the bits lined up exactly. Let's see if I can do it again. So you know what? I said I was doing this with a metal end. I'm not. I'm actually doing this with a plastic end. So I need a plastic male A. I've got those here. Say a plastic male A. This end, of course, is metal. Now this isn't going to line up perfectly. I'll have to go through and do it a couple times. It's all trees. Everywhere you look, there's at least 10 large trees. Yeah, man, well, it's the opposite in New York. You know, we are lucky to have an apartment with a tree outside, and I think I'm the only person I know who has a tree nearby. It is a trash camera, isn't it? I think that's something I'm going to have to replace pretty immediately. Yeah, there's a 24-hour Best Buy here in Manhattan, and the call is strong. I'm really struggling with this helping hand here. Just does not want this red cable to line up. Okay, finally. Got it. And again, this is the 0.002 diameter solder that I've got, and it's available on the website. The link is in the About section. It's solder-free. Sorry, how can it be solder-free? It is solder. It's lead-free solder. There. Lovely little connection. Alright, that was red. Next up is white. I'm just gonna spin that. Ah, Nick, lots of trees around you in Missouri. Did you call it Missouri? Is that a thing? Is that for real? My inbox is being completely inundated. Is it you guys emailing me or what? Alright, white wire is in place. Second one getting ready. It's a little bit dry. It's better. Hello from Saudi. Awesome. Gone truly international here. St. Louis, Missouri. Cool. I would have said St. Louis, Missouri because I want to fit in, but according to you, not that cool. Fair enough. XX7 and I were talking about how we say about in the different parts of Canada. I hear a lot of people say a boat, like it's I'm out on a boat. Okay, this cable's a little too long, so I'm just going to trim it. And then use my awesome wire cutters again, if I can. Sorry, these aren't wire cutters, these are wire strippers. And it's an awesome and expensive one. So, tuning in from Saudi Arabia, just so you know, I'm building a USB mini cable here. This is for one of my keyboards. Actually, this is for a Plank keyboard that I just got and assembled. It's a USB mini, and it's available on the OneUp Keyboards website. The link is in the About section. There's a kit to make these. Sorry, Devin, my wife is right there. Can you hear her talking in the background? She's basically telling me everything I'm doing is wrong.
Sorry.
Yeah, for sure they can hear you, Steph. Oh, worst. Worst. Yeah, this is starting to look a little bit like amateur hour. Devin says hi.
Hi.
Yeah, how is the camera performance? Can you guys see what I'm doing, or is it so bad I really do need to consider going to Best Buy? Oh, good. You can see amateur hour. Nick, I'm glad. Deep down, not really, but all the same. Let's continue on. So one of my last black cable. I saw somebody who was doing this with a mechanical pencil the other day. I thought it was a pretty cool idea. I'm holding this too high up. Cool. I tried to put that One Up Keyboards card just in frame. Okay. Message received. I will get a better web camera. You know, this might actually be a good opportunity to use this Amazon Now thing. Okay, so that's the USB-A end. It's the USB-A end there that I've just assembled. Is the Mini B end that I've assembled the other side. These two, yeah, obviously work together. I'm going with the plastic configuration today. It's a little bit different for me, but that's why I'm doing it. So I need a couple of the different ends here. You totally should. I would love to watch you assemble that B face, dude. That would be awesome. Really. Okay, so I'm just going to move everything out of the way here. Now what I like to do is to hot glue some of this PET down in place just so it doesn't move. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I use hot glue right on bare electronics, so I don't know why I would be concerned about doing it over sheathed cable. Some people say it's not that cool. I don't know. You guys aren't responding, but it doesn't matter. I'm just waiting a few seconds while my hot glue gun here heats up. I'm going to try to move that into frame. I don't know if you can quite see that yet. Yeah, you can see it in frame. All right, getting closer here. Still a minute or two away before the glue gun has gotten ready. Yeah. The price is kind of. Steph is just showing me off camera here a better webcam available on Amazon Go, but it's Prime now, but it's $75, dude. I mean, I love you, but I don't know if I love you for $75. There's got to be a better solution here. There really has got to be a better solution. Just off camera here, Steph, can you look into either the Sony or the Nikon being able to stream? Oh yeah, hot glue is ready. Okay, all I'm going to do is just apply some hot glue to the back of these wires here. And then just slide the sheathing directly over it. Or at least try to. Boy, that's not coming easily. There, that's a little bit better. Now, you can't be afraid of this hot glue because it's not really going to stay in any form that you don't want it to. You can just squeeze and move it around as much as you want. And all of this is going to be hidden under these plastic ends, so it's really, really nothing to worry about. But once this end is set a little bit like that, you grab this end and pull all of the looseness out of this cable, and that'll arrive you at the other end here, with, quite close to the end. Even though it's a little bit short, you'll get that extra length out of it. So what I'll do now is keep that pinched, and I like to use this binder clip, my trusty binder clip, just to keep it pinched, just to keep the tension on it. You can see that there. Okay, now I'm going to apply a little bit more glue. First I'll pull the little sheath back, apply some glue up in here, and then I'm gonna push this forward, so get that nice and far up there. Do it again, try to pull as much of this out as I can, and then tack it down up at the top there. Cool, so we're getting pretty close here. I'm just going to go over to my live camera view. We're getting pretty close. Both these ends are now stuck down. I'm just making sure that's rounded at this end. So that's pretty good. I'm just going to disconnect my hot glue gun. It's burnt me more than once, so I like to be very careful with it. Sweet. Okay, so as we get to the USB mini end, again, I know you guys don't have a great camera shot. I promise I will sort that out soon, but what there is in here, there's like a little ridge on the part that has the legs. So look, there's two parts to this. There's the part that has the legs, and then there's the part that doesn't have the legs. So the part that has the legs has the little ridge in it. And if you look at the USB mini end, this side has a ridge where this side doesn't. So it's actually designed to fit so that that little ridge fits in that little hole. So that's how it's going to fit. So what I can do now is get this bottom area ready. And you know what? Even though I've done that, I'm going to put the bottom area on first. Try to get that. Yeah. Because this is the... Because this is the narrow end, I've really got to get that bit on first. Sorry if I've gone silent here, I'm just trying to concentrate and get it all inside the boat, if you know what I mean. Okay, and now I've got the piece of the legs, and I'm making sure that the legs line up and also the top of the USB. There it is, just like that. She's all come together beautifully. There you go. Look at that. Marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. Okay, getting ready for the other end here. So the same is true for the USB A end. Hey Reed, what's up, dude? So we're just making a USB mini cable. I've just assembled the mini end. You can see the gray sheathing here. Just about to do the A end. And same sort of thing. These have two different sides to it. I'm just going to try to figure out which side is which. Do you know what? This isn't two different sides. Lucky I caught this. This is actually the same foot. It's supposed to have the legs, but all the legs have been busted off, which isn't good. This is what the end is supposed to look like here. Okay. So let's just try to figure out which bits go with what. Like I said, this is actually the first USB plastic I've put together, so I'm just trying to figure out exactly what bits go where. What I can tell you for sure is that is going to be some kind of narrow fit. Ah, there we go. I can see that there's little steps on this end. And those little steps are going to fit in here. But boy, that is going to be some kind of narrow fit. I don't even know if that's going to be able to get in there. I think I have goofed it up, Dev. There's always a way to fix it. I'm gonna grab some pliers here. I'm trying to squish this cable a little bit. See, what it is really is it's just the hot glue in there that's shaped a little bit flat, and because of that, it's making it look way too thick. Yeah, that is not ever going to fit in there. Right. Gonna have to change my plans a little bit here, boys. I don't know if you guys can hear Steph in the background, but it's basically the peanut gallery. Yeah. Okay, so that's where it wants to fit in. Is right there. And unfortunately, in order to make it fit right there, this would have to be several magnitudes thinner. Oh, I know I did, dude. I'm at the point now, I know I goofed. I don't know what to do about it. See, the thing is, I pulled the cable out of there now. The thing is, even just at this level, I don't know how I'm ever going to make that fit in there. Again, it's just hot glue, guys, so you can't really, like, screw this up. Because, look, you just peel it off. Like, it's not really that... It just adds an extra little bit of firmness in there. But, like, that... It just doesn't look like it's going to want to fit in there for me. Okay. Let's do this like it was organized. You can believe in me because all of these things can be undone, guys. It's never the end of the world with this stuff. I say that. I get a lot of people, you know, I've got some videos where I turn on lights with Raspberry Pis, and I got a lot of people who always ask me, like, how do I set it up with mains? And if you screw up mains, that is the end of the world. But with this stuff, with 5 volts electricity, like, it's really, really not a problem. It's really never gonna hurt you. Believe, guys, it's gonna work here. I'm almost there. So look what I'm doing. I've got most of the glue off, and I'm just trying to fit it in that little wedge there. It looks like this isn't ever going to fit any sheathing into it. So what I'll do instead is I'll fit the sheathing around it, and I'll heat shrink the two together. It's a really tight fit. Like, it's a tight fit just to fit these wires in there. So I'll all I can say is yeah, and that's just fitting in there beautifully. You can see, I mean, that's already a very strong connection. Like, that's not going anywhere. So what I'll do instead is, once I get this end on, I'll put that over the end, and then I'll heat shrink the whole thing. It's not really what I set out to do initially, but it's definitely going to work. And you can see I'm just taking the end with the legs on it now, and I'm just snapping that into place. And yeah, exactly that. I'm gonna re-plug in my glue gun. You can see that's already together, but I've got this extra slack in my sheathing now. So what I'll do is I'll get the glue gun ready, I'll get this all ready, and I'll glue the heck out of it, and yeah, stick it over something like that. Although I could do it so that it ends neatly like that. Then there's a little bit of extra cable in there I don't really want. Yeah, I think I will go over it like that. Yeah, I will. Okay, stay tuned. Just gotta get my glue gun nice and hot again. Shouldn't be too long. And as I keep saying, I burn myself with this stupid little fucking gun all the time. Sorry for swearing. I really do burn myself with that little thing all the time. Reed, you've just asked, is the connector jacket the same one from the kits, or is it a different jacket? Okay, so the kits have lots of different styles here, and I can show them to you. In fact, I'll show them to you assembled. Just give me 1 second just to run away from the screen. Okay, Reed, there's a couple of different answers to that. So let me just go to there's a couple different answers. Are they the jackets? Yes, these are the plastic connectors that are available. These are the silver connectors that are available. They come with heat shrink. These are the ones I use most often, if I'm honest. And to be completely frank with you, we've been selling these kits for a while now, and we've yet to sell one with plastic ends. Everybody loves the metal ones. So that's the metal version with heat shrink. This is the gold version. We just released those today. The gold version, I mean, it's beautiful to look at, but frankly, it doesn't offer any performance enhancement. There's no, like, you don't get faster response time from your keyboard or whatever you're connecting. So, if you want to spend the extra $5 because you want something to look like extra swish, that's fair enough. But to be honest, you really don't need it, is the truth. It's like a style only thing. And, I put it on my HHKB because that's a premium keyboard. And so I thought, hey, I'll, spend the extra bit on it. But did I need it? Probably not. Sorry, Devin, it says we left you. Are you not seeing me streaming still? I'm still here. Hoping you guys are still here. All right. Well, this glue gun is ready, so I might as well just do that while I've got it. I'm gonna glue around there, and also up on the hilt. Okay. grab it from this end. Cool. Reed, if I'm honest, I just enjoy, it's just a nice way to relax. I mean, there's no advantage to these cables except that they're cool, And then occasionally somebody will say to you, hey, I like your, whatever, I like your keyboard or I like your mouse, and you go, yeah, cool. I made the cable myself, and that's pretty cool. I don't know what else to say about it except I think that that's cool. And if you're somebody who thinks that it's cool, then I totally recommend that you do this. And like I said, look at me, I'm just chilling out and making a cable. Okay, that's on, and I'm happy with that end. So let me turn off the glue gun and then move it in an effort to burn myself. Please don't burn myself today. I say don't burn myself. I don't know if you guys can see, but I really mucked up my finger yesterday. I cut it open with these things. Oh well. Okay, well, that's stuck on there, but what I really want to do now is I want to see if I can... I've just got some heat shrink here. I want to see if one of these pieces of heat shrink will fit over this. It won't actually. That won't fit over there. So I must have another piece of heat shrink. Here's my big black tube. Will that fit over it? It's not looking good. It's not looking good. No, that's not going to fit over it either. Whoa, unless I go at it from the other end. Let's see. Yeah, that'll fit actually. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece of this. All right, well, here's the thing just in. If you guys order one of these USB cables with plastic ends, I'll cut up some of this 3-in-1, 3-to-1 shrink ratio heat shrink to go along with it, because I had a little problem. It's not to say you're going to have the same problem. You might have no problem at all, but if you do, this will totally sort you out. Let me just grab a pair of scissors I got just off camera. Yeah, Reed, same thing with me, like, oh yeah, and Devin, you're saying with your bee face. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's a cool thing, And I spend a lot of time working, like, in general. I spend a lot of time working, but to be comfortable at my desk when I'm writing or when I'm doing an assignment, like, it really does make all the difference in the world. So I really appreciate having, nice stuff. Okay, I'm just put on this 3-to-1 black heat shrink, and I'm just forcing it on the end here. I probably didn't need this much of it, but it's 3-to-1, so it might shrink quite a lot. Yeah, I brought in a couple keyboards for guys at work to try out, and it's staggering. It's like they know what a really expensive one is because as soon as they sit down in front of the HHKB, or we've got a Leopold, as soon as they get their hands on it, they're like, wow, this one's really good. Personally, I'm a fan of MX Clears. I can't get enough of them, but a lot of people just love the Top Rays. Now you guys can tell me if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Topre. I'm really jamming this thing on here. I don't know why I'm going so far up. I mean, I could have left it easily. Easily, I could have left it, but now I'm doing it for sport. Oh, and I'm doing it on the bit of my finger that I cut too. Like, wow. I go the other way, Nick. I go like, you can't afford these keyboards. That's my opening line. Don't worry, you can't afford these keyboards. And they're all like, well, you never know. It's just a keyboard. And you go, yeah, but, they're a couple $100. And they're like, yeah, well, it's only a couple $100, right? Yeah. It's better to, like, lure them in the wrong way, If you're upfront about the costs and you tell people they can't afford it, you'd be surprised how many people are like, okay, fine, I'll try it. Oh, I've really hurt my finger. Damn it. It's still not all the way on. Okay. Yeah, so we've got greens in the home office. You can probably hear them. I like it, but I hate it when we're watching TV because we're only in a small apartment, right? So the home office and the TV are all in the same place. So it's super cool and it's a good feeling. And when you're all alone, doing whatever you're doing, it's fine. And when the sewing machines are running, for sure, it's totally fine. But then when you're watching TV and somebody's trying to surf the internet, it's just like, God, just lay off the damn keyboard, would ya? I've never tried the Matthias Quiet Clicks. That is something I would like to get my hands on. You know what? I can't get this any further on. It's kind of an abomination. I'm going to get some larger heat shrink to go with the plastic. Ends. Like I said, nobody's actually ever bought a plastic one before, so I feel kind of like I'm doing this for the first time. But I should totally get some thicker black ends. Okay. And then on this end, I'm going to go with... Actually, why don't I just use more of the same stuff? Why don't I just use more of this? I'll just go over it like that. Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay, time to turn on the blower. So once I turn on the blower, it's going to be pretty tough for you guys to hear me, but that's okay. There's not much to listen to. My commentary over something shrinking is going to be pretty crappy anyway, so back in a minute. Thanks, Reed. Cool. Well, this is not exactly pretty, is it? No, I need another solution. I need a different solution for that, I think. So that's the 3-to-1 that I used over it. And, you know, the 3-to-1, it's bulky. It's not that elegant solution. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably chop this off when I get some thinner stuff. And yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and order some thinner stuff, just for when somebody does actually order a plastic-ended. When they do order a plastic-ended kit, that we can have something that's reasonable for them to use. Because you know, I mean, this could have been pretty cool. It's just that end on here is just so small and tight that it doesn't work with these thicker. And we do have some thinner ones. So why don't I show you that just while I got you here. So for example, we've got these thinner, and we've got some thicker. I'm just going to line those up beside each other. Now they both work equally well, but the thinner stuff will fit inside this plastic end, and the thicker stuff obviously will not. So I'll have to set that up as a bit of a warning, just until we get some more of these heat shrink ends. Cool, it's not all bad actually. I'm kind of warming to it. All right, let's, here's the, here's cable tie. Okay, well, I'm going to run and grab my plank, and we'll test this thing out. How it's doing then. There's the next advert for the plank. The keyboard's so small, you can lose it. All right. Okay, guys, here it is, the moment of truth. This is the moment when it all goes very right or very, 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 very wrong. Plug it in there. Gonna have to plug this in. I want you guys to be able to see it, but at the same time, I need to. No, it looks like it's going to be off screen. My Kingdom for a notepad. It works! Look, it works. I could show you that it works. But you're just gonna have to believe me. Trust me, I would be devastated if it didn't work. And possibly the laughing stock of mechanical keyboards. Or mechanical keyboards for a while, but it does work. Oh, is it buffering while I plugged it in? Probably. Yeah, that would have been using the other USB, because this webcam is on the USB as well. Cool. Well, do you guys have any questions? Anything you want to know about this? There's the cable there. Again, not really happy about this heat shrink. I will replace that. And I'll need to find a solution for other people who are going to do the plastic ends. But my genuine and honest recommendation is just do the metal ones. Don't do the gold ones. Just do the regular metal ones. They turn out brilliantly all the time. In fact, I've got another one. Let me grab it here. How well does the sleeving hold shape? What do you mean by that? Oh, how much is another question there is, how much does the plank kit cost? I think this one was $110. I got it off the Ortholinear Keyboards website with some help from Jack, actually. I sent him a couple of emails just because I'm annoying, just asking him like which ones I should get. Because we obviously have a lot of sleeves, we asked for the configuration that was tallest. So, like, what's the maximum distance? Now, this one isn't the maximum because I've only got DSA caps on there, but we asked for what would be the tallest so we could base our sleeves on it. Devin, what exactly do you mean by how well does the sleeving hold its shape? I mean, what do you mean? Like, somebody asked me if it had a tendency of folding over, and it certainly does not. I have another one just off camera. I'm going to grab that one too, because that one's a really nice example. Yeah, here's my red one. My red one is like, it's the nicest one I've made so far. This is with the thicker stuff. This is with these clear, the clear heat shrink, and like, yeah, that's a really kick-ass cable. Really. Does it kink? No, it doesn't kink. What are you saying? Like, look, pinch in that corner. It's not kinked. It's perfectly fine, unnoticeable. Tangle-free, definitely. That is the beauty of the PET stuff as opposed to the as opposed to the paracord stuff. The paracord stuff obviously looks great, but this PET sheathing is actually designed to be friction free. So what that means is if you have a bunch of cables and they're all tangled up, this stuff is meant to slide one over the other. That's in particular why this PET stuff is the best choice. I say the best choice. So as you guys know, with 1UP keyboards, we have this whole thing about like it has to be the best, and we won't do it unless it's the best. So that we choose the best materials and the best this. And so when we research these cables, there's paracord cables which are nice and they're beautiful, but they're more like fashion items as opposed to the PET, which is the better solution. It's a better solution, like I say, because it's technically better. But that's why we chose it. It doesn't have all of the same. It doesn't have all of the same properties, or all of the same color options available that the paracord does. And in fact, I should show you because, like after going through that giant speech about it's better, I got to show you. I got a Tech Matter cable with a right angle. Give me just 1 second to go off camera and grab it. The cable. Where's the cable bag with all the cables? I don't currently see it. It's going to be. I don't currently see it. It could actually be at work, so it's one of my favorites, and because it's one of my favorites, I tend to bring it with me places. Anyways, that again is why we chose that. How many mechs do I currently have? I think I'm up to 11 now. Is 11 a lot? I don't know. 11 seems like a good number. It's not a round number, so it's a good number. I have 2 more coming in the mail. I have actually I have 3 more coming in the mail. I've got the KC60 coming. I've got a board that I got off Leanne Dren with the Spirit. And with the Sprit PCB, and I've got the Waffle PC order coming through. What's my favorite switch? My favorite switch, easy. It's a clear. Love the clears. This one actually has grays on it, and I'm gonna take them out actually. Hey, do you want to see me change a switch? Because I want to do it. I'm gonna change this from grays to clears, and I've got some clears, clear stems and springs. Could do that if you want me to. Equally, I could show you some of my keyboards. Up to you guys. What you want to see? Yes. Unfortunately, there's a 10-second delay, so I don't really know what you're saying yes to. Tell you what. While I'm waiting my 10 seconds, I'll grab the keycap puller in case it's that, and I'll grab an extra keyboard or two. Keyboard tour, please. Oh, okay. Sure. Let's start with the keyboard tour then. Yes to everything. Okay, boy. All right, sure. Let's do this. Okay, let me start by clearing some space then, and we'll do a little wander through here.
Make a space here, over here.
So here we go. We got a bit of space. A bit of space here.
Bag.
Okay, so first up, start with the oldest. It is way past my bedtime, and I've got to go to Maker Faire in the morning. So like, this is probably going to be pretty quick, but I'll do it anyways. Do it all the same. This is. I just want to make sure you know that this isn't an SSK. This is just a regular IBM Model M. I wish it was an SSK. Buckling spring. This is a beautiful keyboard. I could type on that for a long time. The thing with this is obviously it has no window keys, so I tend to use that when I'm using Linux, which these days is more and more rare. So, yeah. So that's the IBM Model M. Which is cool. It's a favorite. This is I might as well show you the sleeves of them too, right? Of course, my sleeves are different than your sleeves because my sleeves are always the seconds. You know, they're always the ones that aren't quite up to the standard. So this one, this is my Philco, and this sleeve, it's just a little too baggy. So this is my Philco Ninja Magistouch Ninja Cherry MX Blacks with the side printed keys. Sorry, I should do it this way so you guys can see them. You know, it's difficult to talk about these things because like all of the keyboards are amazing. So this is one of my favorites. It's beautiful and it's so smooth and it's an amazing keyboard. Okay. Okay, so that was my that was my Philco. This is my first of the Cooler Masters. I'm a big fan of the Cooler Masters. I'll talk more about that in a second, I'm sure. Cherry MX Red with PBT Vortex keycaps, side printed. Again, I love the feel of PBT. I love the side printedness. It's a beautiful board. This my only thing with it, and the reason I don't, use it every day, is that it's really big, and so it's a lot to lug around. But it's a beautiful keyboard. Like, guys, I love these things. So I'm just basically showing you my favorite stuff. So next up is the first of the Topre boards. This is the Leopold FC660C. What can I say? This is on a plaid. We call this tapping into tartan. Because of the way this stitch lined up, it gets to be my sleeve instead of yours. But we have ones now with very straight cuffs on them. Devin, you're saying that CM sends you freebies? Hook me up, dude. I love the CMs, man. Okay, straight on to the second Topre board. This is my HHKB black on black, or black on gray rather. It's 45 gram top race. It's beautiful. I actually have the new space bars. Hold on. The PBT space bars have arrived, so I fully intend to get these on here very soon. This is a prototype bag, so you can see the contrast stitching here. It's Steph decided to do that. This one hasn't actually been threaded yet. But you can see there were 2 layers of contrast threading done there. And that's, again, why it's mine. The thin layer didn't show up as well as we probably hoped, so we went with the zigzag layer the second. I think it's a really cool sleeve. I'm surprised that we haven't, made these into a feature. But you guys can, if you want something like this, you can... What are you saying? Oh yeah, we have one here. But we haven't launched this yet. We'll launch this soon, like really soon. This is black contrast yellow. What can I say? Oh, sorry, you can't even. There you go. Can you see that that's yellow? I don't know because the light's so on it. But that's a stunner of a bag, really. I think that the black is, the black, the blue, the red, and the gray are probably the nicest fabrics. And then to have that with the contrast stitch, it's excellent, and that'll be that'll be somebody's sleeve soon enough. Moving on now to my clears collection. First up here is the JD40 with my unicorn. The coolest part about this board, not just that it's number 21, but I bought these feet off Gone. They're pretty cool, and they just make the keyboard go from like, oh, it's cool to, wow, that's serious and for real. I got this keyboard off Mech Market. I didn't actually participate in the group buy, but I've since made friends with Margot Baggins. He's a top dude, and I'm just really lucky to have this board. Unicorn Puke 40, yes. This is my daily driver. This is, and I'll talk about the sleeve in a second too. This is my daily driver. It's my Poker 2 MX Clear default white key set with my cherry zinc key in the corner. It's on the blue Tex base with feet. This board is like, this is my board. This is my everyday board. So the reason, I love the JD40, and the JD40 for a long time was my daily driver. But one of the clients I'm working on at work at the minute, I've been using a lot of numbers, and because I've been using the numbers, I've been defaulting back to this board. And I had the Margot mods here and here until just a couple of days ago. I just switched back to the white, but that is very clean. Really like that keyboard. But I'm trying to replace it. I'm going to replace it actually with the blue Leanne Dren Spirit JD group buy that's coming out. And this sleeve is a prototype sleeve. It's the only one in existence. This is made out of like a truck tarp. It's unlike anything else we've got. It's really a very, very thick material. And this has actually caused us to buy a whole new sewing machine. So this is putting a lot of stress on one of the sewing machines that we had. And so we've now switched to a really old school sewing machine to be able to hammer through this. Again, it's a design that I'd love to bring out to everybody, but at the minute it's still just locked in prototype phase. If one of you guys wants one, again, just let me know. More keyboards here. I've got the this is the CM Storm QFR. This has the replacement Epiphany in it. Cherry MX Greens, side printed default keycaps. I hate the key set, but I still have it there. I hate that A. Working in advertising, typography means a hell of a lot to me, and that A is revolting and disgusting. This has the the paw keycap. We just traded for that, actually. It was a really cool deal. Lucky to have that. Love this keyboard too. This has a green sleeve, but obviously it's not with it right now. Some other stuff. It's just like show and tell. Some other stuff I can't wait to get that on. This is actually going to go on the new board that I'm building, the Waffle PC one. That's Modern Selectric. Lucky to have that. And I'm showing you two different pieces, even though they look like they should go together. So this is my Leandren 60% plate, and that's going to go on that blue 60% base. And then the KC60 with its metal top is going to go, because it's like a polished silver, it's going to go with this, which I'm going to remove the bottoms off. We just traded for that too. We traded an amazing set of sleeves with Childu 22 for this. He bought the Pendleton fabric. That's a premium set of sleeves. If you guys want to see an example of what really is possible, in terms of our sleeves, you should check out those ones. So that's pretty cool. That stuff. Here's my baggie full of Cherry MX clears, and this is what I'm going to. Do you have any questions about those keyboards just before I move on? Because what I'll do is I'll do some switch replacements, just a couple of them, before I move on. Yeah, I will actually. So this is another prototype bag. You could probably hear Steph in the background say we prototype a lot. We do actually prototype a lot, like constantly. This is an orange, and you can see it's a lighter fabric. It's one of the problems with this fabric is it bunches up really easily. So what we really need is a walking foot for our sewing machine in order to really bring this one to market. So we haven't brought it to market yet, but it's still a cool sleeve. And if it won't be long. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple of these switches. I might just do, say, 4 of them. All right. Sorry, I just needed a quick glass of water there. Walking you guys through all my keyboards. All right, man. Devin, awesome to see you. XX7. Dude, let's talk again soon, man. Thanks for watching. So let's do this. Do you know what I don't have here is my key puller? I got a key puller nearby. So the light's shining directly on that bit, and it's. I'm trying to make it so that you can see what this is. This is the. How can I do it? Yeah, this is the Vetus tweezer set. That's what the tweezer looks like there. That's with its thing on it. I got these because Living Speed Bump recommended these to me, actually. That's the best way to crack open a switch. So let's just start by removing some of these keycaps. Like I said, I'm just only going to do 4 of them just now. And remember, it's always good practice to wiggle your keycap off, not to just pull it off. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There we go. Now, just before I get into this, I'm just going to say, I'm sure, again, you guys know this, but you need a keyboard that has these spaces down the side so that you can reach in and get to your switches. Not all keyboards have that, and because not all keyboards have it, doing this on your Cooler Master won't do anything. There, that comes up like that. And of course, I need to crack open. One of these as well. So actually, it's easier when they're not in the board to attack them from the bottom, like that, and just like push up until they come off. There, and once that's open on one side, you just pop your fingernail in there. Oh, it's always the way, isn't it? You're trying to show somebody something, and that's the one time you struggle with it. There we go. So that's opened up like that. So you can see, I'm just going to go over here. Make sure nobody's asking any questions. Oh, you can see I knocked it and it just popped open. But basically, that's what it looks like on the inside. Just like that. So you take that top off, and I'll take the top off of this one. Put that over here. And I'll take the gray off with the spring. Put it down there. Take the clear off and the spring. Pop the spring in there. Pop that in there. And then pop the lid back on it. There. Cool, I've just changed it over from gray to clear. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, before I do, I should put this one back together. Cool. All right. I'm only just now seeing, Mr. Golden Zombie, your question about do I have a collection of artisans. I have a very limited collection of artisans, featuring really only one click-clack that was actually given to me by Margot Mods. He's a top dude. It was a present, and a very, very generous and kind present at that. So I'm just reaching in here to the second switch so I can start to pull this side apart. Finding it difficult to reach into this. Let me turn that way. Is there some sort of obstruction in there? Why won't it reach down? There we go. Haha. It's like a teeter-totter here, going back and forth. Basically, all you need to do is just keep that one side up as you push the other side down. And I've got another set of tweezers, so I'll just go and reach for those. So these tweezers are excellent. They come in like a pack of 6, and they cost like $5 for 6 of them. And yeah, they're excellent. I don't know why I waited so long. I was using that tiny little screwdriver before to get these apart, and it's not worth it. I'm seeing some feedback in Reddit saying I need a better webcam, and I totally know that I need a better webcam. It's not coming as a surprise. I don't know if you guys were tuned in earlier, but I nearly got one on Amazon Prime now, just to have one sent over. But I totally will be making more of this content. If you subscribe to me, you've probably already seen there's quite a lot of stuff, and I do make quite a bit of stuff. A lot of stuff I make in the Raspberry Pi community, actually. It's quite popular over there. Got a lot of little inventions and stuff that I get up to. Just got an active mind, I guess, or I don't know. Now I'm just a nerd. Just nerds like to do nerd stuff. Easily fascinated. Alright, take that out of there, and this out of here. Pop, pop, pop. I'll just keep it the way it was. You know, when I first started in the mechanical keyboard journey that I'm on, a lot of this stuff. Oh shit! So I just chucked off one of the tops, but I went and found it pretty quickly. My Reddit username is Ski with Peak. I'm very involved in the mechanical keyboard world and in our Raspberry Pi. The mechanical keyboard world is, I mean, it's awesome, and it's growing every day, and it's really fascinating, actually. And as somebody who spends all day, every day at a keyboard, I can tell you it's well worth the fun and investment. Cool. Just a couple more to go here. Pull up on one side, wedge it up so it can't fall back down when you do this side. Of course it did. It's okay, I'll just pull it up that side. Another one up. That over there with that. Cool. Do you guys have any other questions while you're here? Just slowly replacing my switches. Have you guys, Mr. Golden Zombie? Yes, I own and work on one-up keyboards with my wife. The two of us do that. Amongst many other things, I suppose you could say. I say many other things. I just mean it's not my primary job. Uh, it's just a neat way to support the community. We provide DIY stuff if you're into making your own USB cables. We make sleeves, the highest quality sleeves. They're like backpack quality sleeves, but for keyboards, which is cool. That didn't exist really before we came along. And we're ever growing. Just putting this clear one in here. Sorry, I do that sometimes. I go a bit quiet when I'm concentrating, and I breathe through my nose. But just putting this switch back together. It is my solemn promise to get a better webcam for the next one of these. Okay, and last one for the evening. Oh, cool. That's awesome, dude. That's the truth. That's kind of why we're doing this. It's not like, nothing that we're doing has like patents on it or anything. We totally want to encourage you to do it too. And like, as I keep saying, this business it's not buying me a Lamborghini, We want you to help learn and explore the same way that we're doing, and that's really cool to hear that it's inspired you to make some stuff. This video started by me making a USB cable, which is around here somewhere. But just making it easy for people to enter in and start making stuff and start participating. That's really what it's all about. If you, hopefully you'll check out some of my videos on YouTube too. I made I made a couple cool things, I think. With the Raspberry Pi, I made a light that turns on. It turns on in the morning when I wake up. And it also downloads headlines and stock information and the weather to play out every morning. And I also made a digital display for here in Manhattan that tells me how many city bikes are nearby and what the weather is when I'm about to go out. Again, it's just it's all open source. It's all just cool stuff, really. It's fun stuff to try, Well, the good news is there's only 4 people watching this now. If you are one of those 4, I'm going to sign off in just a minute. This is the last of the 4 keycaps. The key switches that I'm going to replace. I've been going from these Cherry MX Grays to these Cherry MX Clears. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do for tonight. We're off to the Maker Faire in the morning. Oh, you saw the clock. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Check out the other stuff around the clock too. The display panel uses much of the same back end stuff, but yeah, it displays it rather than reads it out, which is cool. Raspberry Pis are cool and they're cheap. For $35, you can totally get some awesome stuff. anyways, that's it for me for tonight. I'm gonna go to Maker Faire in the morning. I gotta be up at 9, so it's gonna be a working Sunday for me. You guys have a great night. Thanks again for watching. Thanks, dude. Hope I'll see you again soon, Mr. Golden Zombie. Just packing this stuff up. I recommend these tweezers, by the way, if you didn't hear me say it before. For $3 you get these non-magnetic tweezers. Vitas, made in Switzerland. There's a link in a couple of my other videos. You should totally check them out. They're excellent. And check out Ortho Linear Keyboards. He's a cool dude too. So these switches, I'll finish doing this keyboard. It looks like there's like 40 of them, and I think I need 43, so I'll finish doing that soon. This is all turned off and put away. The last thing to do is just end the stream here. So that's it. I'll see you guys again very soon.